Paur, senior writer for RealTime Fantasy Sports, and welcome to the RealTime Fantasy Sports Show. This is the first RealTime Fantasy Sports Show of the 2021 NFL fantasy season. We're getting ready to kick off things here at RealTime Fantasy Sports with our week one of games. Very excited to bring you that here at RealTime Fantasy Sports, getting ready for all the action to kick off tonight. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers against the Dallas Cowboys should be a great game. I'm really looking forward to it. On today's show, I'm going to give you 5 hot plays for week one of the NFL fantasy season. Before I get to that, though, I did talk about Real-Time Fantasy Sports getting ready to kick off things here. We do have leagues still that you are able to get in before the start of the season, though. We're drafting through Saturday night, so you can keep drafting if you want to get in any more leagues before the start of the season on Sunday. I know the official start is tonight, but the big start of the fantasy season is on Sunday in our eyes. So you can keep drafting here at Real-Time Fantasy Sports. Go to rtsports.com, sign up for one of our leagues today. We have all sorts of options to choose from. We have our All-American leagues. We have our best ball leagues. We have our high stakes leagues as well. Different price points, different formats. Go to rtsports.com, sign up today if you want to get in a league right before the start of the season. But here are my 5 hot plays for week one. I did want to mention, don't get too cute with this week one. You shouldn't have too many injuries to deal with this first week of the season. So go with the starters, go with the guys that you drafted high in your leagues. Don't get too cute with matchups and all that stuff. I kind of feel like it's the same way as the playoffs week one. Go with your top players that you drafted and see what they can do in this first week of the season. That said, here are 5 hot plays for me for week one of the season. My first one is Houston receiver Brandon Cooks. Really like him this week. I know Deshaun Watson's gone, but somebody's got to catch passes in that offense. Cooks is a clear number 1 target. He plays the Jaguars this week, had 2 great games against them last season, 8 catches for 161 yards and a touchdown in week 5, and 3 catches for 83 yards and a score in week 9. Jacksonville was dead last against the pass in the preseason, allowed 339.3 passing yards per game. So I think Cooks is a great play. Another receiver I like a lot this week is Raiders receiver Bryan Edwards. So Edwards, I think, is ready to have a breakout season as a number 1 receiver for the Raiders. He really moved up my draft boards late in the game, and he had a great preseason in camp. This made John Brown expendable. Edwards is going to be starting. I think he's going to lead the receivers in targets in this offense. I could see the Raiders playing from behind against the Ravens this week, needing to throw the ball off, and this means Edwards could get a lot of targets in the passing game. I think he's a sneaky play as a number 3 fantasy receiver. My next hot play is Patriots quarterback Mac Jones. So he plays the Dolphins this week. He won the starting job over Cam Newton. I think the coaching staff's going to do all they can to come up with a great game plan for Jones to succeed in week one and show everybody that he is the true number 1 starter for New England. He deserved that job. He has a great grasp of the offense, gets the ball out on time. Dolphins were middle of the pack against the pass last year. Like I said, I think the coaching staff's really going to game plan to have Jones have a big game this first week of the season. Another hot play for me is 49ers running back Raheem Mostert. I know Trey Sermon's around, and he's likely to get some carries, but Mostert is the starter for now, and he's healthy to start the season. That's a big key for Mostert. It's always injuries that sideline him, but as long as he's on the field, I really like his ceiling, especially this week against Detroit. Detroit should be one of the worst teams in football this year, and they allowed the 2nd most fantasy points to running backs last season as well. I think Mostert's set up for a really big week one. My last hot play is Jalen Hurts of the Philadelphia Eagles. I really like him this week against Atlanta, a great first week matchup. They allowed the most fantasy points to quarterbacks last year. Hurts has more to work with offensively in the offense this year. He has Devonta Smith, Jalen Reagor's healthy, 2 good tight ends. I think Hurts is set up for a really big week one. I think he could be a top 10 fantasy quarterback. All right, those are my 5 hot plays for week one. Hopefully you really enjoy this first week of games, see all that hard work put to use that you did in the off season, and you have a big week one. I really wish you a lot of success this week. And again, if you want to get into more leagues, we're still drafting through Saturday, so you can do that here at RT Sports. Go to rtsports.com, and good luck in all of your games this week. This has been Jeff Paur for Real-Time Fantasy Sports. Have a great day.